Well, like Jordan also lost to Bird. You know, he lost to Isaiah. But like, even in those moments, Bird was like, "This is the best player I've ever seen in my life." You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just saying it's up for debate. No, Hakeem was amazing.
Very different players. Shaq was pure power. Hakeem was finesse, skill.
Yeah.
I will say early on I hated Kobe kind of, but I have to say in his later years I came around and tried to appreciate his
KB 24 hashtag number 8.
Appreciated his the work ethic and the his skill obviously. So I would say Kobe just from a straight up skill and determination standpoint was very entertaining to watch.
I would have to say so my early years probably through when I was a teenager was Michael Jordan. I mean, I'm sorry. How can you not mention him in a discussion of favorite players of all time? And I don't think he really needs to be described or talked about. I think we all kind of know what Jordan did, and then in the later junior high and getting into high school. I mean, I got to talk about Allen Iverson because that was when, he was leading Philadelphia to the championship. And, I mean, I still call him, between him and Isaiah Thomas, the best small men of all time.
Thomas?
Yeah, that's up for debate, but you got to take the Pistons for now because no real track record for the newer Isaiah Thomas, but
I like that.
And then my current guy is Steph Curry. I just love watching Steph Curry. I think he's unbelievable. His work ethic. You see his pregame. He's just a great person. He has fun when he plays. I just love everything about his game, and yeah,
I like that how you went. Yeah, I think we'll follow your lead on that one. For old guys, for me, I said Damon, but Sean Kemp was always amazing. His flair on the court. I like Bonzi Wells, man. I always like those guys.
I loved Bonzi.
You know what I mean? I like them dudes that was kind of like. They could be stars in any given game, but they might not have been the star on the team. I love dudes like that, and Bonzi had a nice little gritty game to him.
Yeah,
he's a nice wing, low post game.
Plus, his name is Bonzi Wells. I mean,
out of Ball
doesn't
State.
get any better than that.
Yeah, Rashid, of course, you gotta say Rashid.
Oh,
Wallace,
I love
man.
Rashid. Yes.
Talking about two-way players, man. Rashid Wallace, one of the best two-way players.
Right.
Yo, you say Rashid. You compare him. So his peers were Tim Duncan, Chris Webber, Dirk Nowitzki. Those were his peers, pretty much. None of them guys wanted it with him on any given night. None of them guys. And those guys are going to be Hall of Famers. They're top 10, 20 players. Garnett, KG. None of them wanted it with Rashid night to night. Gotta say Rashid. And then current guys. He's a veteran now, but Jamal Crawford, always love watching Jamal Crawford. With him, man, it's like poetry, man. That ball handle.
Don't you have a nickname for him?
He got a couple, man. J Crossover. You know what I mean? Molly G. He got a couple. And I like John Wall. Like how you like Curry. The guy who I tune into to watch every night is John Wall.
Especially this year.
He's killing it. John Wall is like he reminds me of Stevie Francis, man. I love John Wall too. That same type of game.
I was gonna say for throwback players, enjoy growing up or they're retired or whatever is Ray Allen.
Yeah, he was on my list. Jesus, he was on my list. Shuttlesworth.
Celtics late in his career, obviously at the end of his career, Miami, but Milwaukee early on. But his game was just always so tight, and his jumper and he was just a true professional. So I love watching Ray Allen. He always brought it, and he was just amazing. I mean, yeah, he was amazing. So Ray Allen's definitely up there for me. How about you, Armand? Do we leave anybody out? Any of your favorites?
B. Diddy. Baron Davis.
Oh, yeah, Baron Davis. Yeah.
Who?
Baron Davis.
Oh, Baron.
Wait. Yeah, when he was healthy, because he used to get hurt enough.
Yeah.
He was healthy. He
Hold
was
on,
bang on you.
Which Baron though?
Cross you up.
Hornets Baron or We Believe
Golden State.
Warriors Baron?
I like both. I like the Hornets Baron because he was. You look at his highlights in the Hornets days. He was like a bona fide all-star.
He was Alonzo
Bona fide.
Mourning on that team.
And when he got to Golden State, he just finally had some help.
Nobody really with him on that squad.
You know.
Damon Wesley.
Yeah, it was like David Wesley.
Who died, right?
Rest in peace.
Who was on that squad with Baron? Like David Wesley.
Price or something?
Oh, Jamal McGlure maybe.
David Wesley. Who was the shooting guard? Who was the shooting guard name? That had the jump shot. Can't remember his name.
David Wesley, I think.
No.
Nah,
He wasn't
Yeah,
even
that was like a pretty shitty Hornet squad that he was on.
Jamal
Yeah.
Mashburn?
Yeah, nice little squad though.
Was Del Curry on
The
the
shooting
team?
guard was good.
Curry.
Del Curry. I think he was on the team. How about the human highlight film,
Oh,
Dominique
Yeah,
Wilkins?
neat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's a little too early for me. I was gonna say, I gotta give two names out. One was already just spoken, was Alonzo Mourning. Loved Alonzo Mourning. And secondly, loved and really respected
Kobe again?
really respected the evolution of his game. And even maybe his maturity was Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Jason Kidd was unreal. Talk about a triple-double waiting to happen. He was amazing. Pretty much every game he would give you in his 20, 10, and 10. So I liked got the chip with Dallas at the end of his career. Jason Kidd to me is, I mean, he actually was one of the, believe it or not, if you actually do your history, he was, I think, one of a pretty big. He wasn't athletically supposed to be on a team, but he was one of the reasons the U.S. won gold. I think it was 2008 when they were out because they put him on the team for the Olympics for leadership with LeBron and Wade and Howard all in their prime.
Not gonna mention your boy E Snow?
Oh yeah, and anyway, so yeah, Jason Kidd, man, he showed me a lot. I mean, there's a reason he's a coach right now because he knows the game. But yeah, and then E Snow, of course, Eric Snow for Sixers was my boy. So and Aaron McKee and Theo Ratliff.
You like Eric Snow?
That was my favorite player. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, for me it was more like.
God.
Eric Snow got a lot
No,
of
for
people
me it's like he
headaches.
couldn't shoot a jumper. It's like to me it's like T.J. McConnell right now who's on fire. But like to me it's like he couldn't shoot well.
They got
but
the art though.
AI needed a point guard that could AI could get steals, but he couldn't really man up on D. He's too little and take too many risks. So like they needed a steady kind of just like hold the fort down point guard, and Larry Brown got. And the reason Larry Brown put Eric Snow in, and they made it as far as they did. I mean, everybody looks at Eric Snow and says scrub, but
It was role players.
you got to figure out. You got to figure out what's going to chemistry, who's going to do the dirty work.
AI and 4 role players.
Basketball isn't always as glamorous as we want to make it out to be.
To your point, Armand, and at the time, I was like, "Oh, Eric Snow, what are you doing? Why is he on the court?" But when I look back on it, what other guard could have fit with AI in that system? Because he was big enough to guard two guards. He was humble and modest enough to be like, "I'm not,
Going to shoot.
I can't. I'm not going to shoot." Like, so what other?
And when AI went out, there was games where E. Snow would drop 20, believe it or not. But
I don't know about that.
no, yeah,
He was dropping.
Yeah.
He was dropping 20.
yeah.
I don't even know.
But like you said, a good point. Like who
But he.
are you going to put in the backcourt with AI? That was obviously the enigma of AI, that he was such a big, needed the ball, such a big star, yada yada. Like who are you going to? But he needs.
I would have found somebody.
But that yeah, of course you have to. But in an NBA game, they all got egos. They all have obviously skill, and you got to pair him up with someone in the backcourt that can kind of, hide his deficiencies and cover up. It was a perfect match because AI could score obviously and E. Snow could D up.
Yeah.
So you saying you just got to get a point guard that could play D? I mean, I'm sure you could have got somebody that played D because he is the right. He is the poor man's Mateen Cleaves for me.
Yeah, and I agree. I know what you're saying, but Mateen Cleaves. I mean, I know you're not maybe being exact, but Mateen Cleaves didn't.
He didn't make it.
He didn't
though.
last.
He
I
didn't
mean,
make it.
so I'm saying you don't realize the specifics you actually need in the NBA for the grind. I mean, it's a grind, dude. It's not college. It's not 30, 40 games. This is an 82-game season plus 30, 40 games, whatever it is. 30 games of playoffs if you're trying to make a championship run. Like, you need a grinder in there. You need a guy that's going to, physically can hold up and all that. I mean, look back. Obviously, Derek Fisher is different. I'm just kind of throwing a name out there. Like, Derek Fisher would have probably been.
He wouldn't have fit, though.
I don't know. Maybe
too small.
Too small. All right. So, I mean.
He can't guard 2 guards.
That's what I mean. Like, Eric Snow was a certain type of dude, certain type of athlete. You don't even think of him like that, but he really was. And there's a reason. I mean, listen, they beat Milwaukee Bucks. Had Sam Cassell, Ray Allen, and Glenn Robinson, on the perimeters. Or Glenn Robinson was both. So, like, I mean, pretty much the record speaks for itself.
It turned to the Eric Snow podcast. You should know. But
it's always a hot topic or lightning rod.
Yeah, man. We'll close on now, man, and the last go round, man. I just want to hear you guys. Who are the next leaders in basketball?
He's the first person that I heard that it was an Eric Snow fan, and like.
He had the jersey.
I had the same reaction, Armand, when I found that out. But
that was
Philly hated him. Like, oh my god.
Philly hated him. Yeah, sometimes. But I mean, it is a point when you really sit back and think about Larry Brown's scheme. He did play a role, and it might not have been the prettiest.
It's like the Spurs, dude. Like, you look at Patty Mills, or the Spurs just put dudes in there because the system works. They get certain guys to fill a role, and it all works. Like you said, Larry Brown had a system, and you're building around a player like AI, and every guy played its role. I mean, there's a reason. Like I said, there's a reason they made it as far as they did. So.
True.
Oh, and back to the real quick on the players. We said Rasheed Wallace, players you'd watch and love and all that. You got to give mad props to Chauncey Billups.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, what was his nickname? Didn't he have
one? Definitely.
Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah.
Big Shot.
Yeah,
his shit was smooth as hell.
Yeah.
About to see him in the summer league.
Oh man, yeah, tossing it up. So man, we'll just before we get on out of here, man, we'll just go round table real quick. Who you guys feel like the next leaders are in basketball? The dudes that you looking at to take it to the next level.
Now, I got a list. I got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, LeBron James, hopefully Joel Embiid with his social media skills.
Only got a couple years left.
Well, like LeBron and Chris Paul are kind of like
the young Isaiah Thomas.
They're
they're
not over the hill, but they on the tail end.
Well, they're holding the torch right now, so this is carry and pass.
Okay.
Puff, puff, pass.
All right.
Joel Embiid, Isaiah Thomas, James Harden. I guess you're putting him with LeBron and them. Andrew Wiggins, John Wall, Kyrie. How about Devin Booker and Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah, for me, man.
Yo, he's nice.
I'm looking at like the next 6 to 10 years.
Phoenix.
Greek freak. Giannis.
Wow.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Absolutely, in the next 10 years, I think he's going to be leading the torch. Who's to say if he's going to be that number one guy to take it from LeBron or whatever that may be? To probably be Anthony Davis after LeBron, but
I didn't even say Anthony Davis.
But I think Greek freak. Also, guys like, who knows, man? We look at like Wiggins, and people, he kind of had hype. Jabari Parker kind of had hype, and they kind of waver back and forth. But I think maybe Aaron Gordon can maybe make some noise. You know what I'm saying? His game has to get better. But that's the whole like mystery and all of this stuff. We didn't know Paul George was going to be the great Paul George that he is. Like these guys got to actually work on their game to get better. So I would say Aaron Gordon. I can look to him maybe to be a star in this league.
Dude can dunk.
Yeah.
What you got, Armand?
What about? Yeah, but
I'm gonna go with Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie.
I think Kyrie didn't reach his potential yet, and he likes Kobe a lot. So he said he likes the pop mix. So, I mean, he had that killer instinct, you know, and he's ready to do his thing.
Right.
Also,